Well, good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's Last Post ceremony. My name is Richard Cruz, and joining us today from the Royal Australian Air Force is leading aircraft woman Jenny Vu. We warmly welcome the family of Private Jack Field, who are watching the live stream of this evening's ceremony. His story will be told shortly. We're also honoured to welcome Lieutenant General Greg Bilton, Chief of Joint Operations, Mr. Brendan Nicolai and family, and Mr. Martin Shaw, President of the Wounded Heroes. As always, we welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that love and support them. We acknowledge the members of RSL Services Clubs Association, RSL Victoria and RSL Queensland, who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. And during this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection by visitors to the memorial. If you are able, please stand and join in the singing of the national anthem. If you're able, please be seated. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn their loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit in the heart of the land they loved, and here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight we'll read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 102,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and on operations for more than a century. But first we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths and floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection.
Today, we remember and pay tribute to Private Jack Field. Jack Field was born in Brisbane suburb of Wynnum, the son of Alfred and Layla Field. Growing up in a large Field family, he attended Petrie Terrace State School near Thacker State School in Brisbane, before finding work as a foundry labourer. Field was a tall man, reportedly 6'2", and his younger sister remembered being able to touch the ceiling as he carried her on his shoulders. Although Christian John, he always used the name Jack, and it was this name he used when joining the militia in April 1942, giving his age as 18 years and 6 months. In July, he marched into Brisbane and soon joined a training battalion. Training followed at Inogra and Goondiwindi, including attendance at the guerrilla warfare course. In January 1943, Field transferred to the Australian Imperial Force, and early in the following month, he joined his unit, the 22nd Battalion, as it prepared for deployment to New Guinea. After embarking from Brisbane in early February, Field arrived at Milne Bay area in early March 1943. Here, he and his comrades undertook garrison duties and jungle training. In September the 22nd, and the rest of the 4th Brigade left Milne Bay for Lae. Moving by landing craft, the brigade was to protect Red Beach and support the 9th Division in preparation for the Huon Peninsula campaign. The 22nd's role was to advance from Lae, follow the coast, and cross the mountains to Finschhafen. In early December, the battalion crossed the Cooling River and came under fire from enemy machine guns and mortars. As the battalion advanced, it continued to come under fire from Japanese forces and retaliated with mortar and artillery fire. Enemy pockets were slowly cleared, and some withdrew as the battalion advanced. On the 2nd of December, patrols mopped up enemy pockets that had been cleared by other battalions and made contact with friendly forces. In the afternoon, a message of congratulations was received from the nearby headquarters. More congratulatory messages were soon received from the 9th Division, as documents captured by the battalion were translated, giving the enemy order of battle. The following day, Private Field was killed in action, suffering a gunshot wound that killed him almost instantly. The Field family will later tell the story that, as Jack Field was the tallest man in the area, he could be seen above the surrounding bushland and presented a tantalizing target for enemy snipers. He was 20 years old. In 1946, with the war over, his family placed the following remembrance notice in the local paper. May the heavenly winds blow softly over that sweet and hallowed spot where our soldier boy lies sleeping. He will never be forgot. As we loved you, Jack, so we miss you. In our memory, you are dear, loved, remembered, longed for always, as it dawned this 3rd sad year. Today, Jack Fields remain lay in Lae War Cemetery, where the inscription chosen by his family adorns his headstone. His duty, fearlessly and nobly done, ever remembered. His name is listed on the roll of honour on my left, among almost 40,000 Australians who died while serving in the Second World War. His photograph is displayed today beside the pool of reflection. This is but one of many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Private Jack Field, who gave his life for us for our freedom and in the hope of a better world.
Please stand for the reading of the ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them. Lest we forget. We leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Pozières or in the low scrub at Gallipoli with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, that concludes this evening's last post ceremony. We thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial and wish you all a very good evening. Thank you.